Did you hear the news? Agent mode is a thing of the past, and now we have Edit with Copilot, the new Copilot experience in Excel. Hi, my name is Delia, and welcome to my channel where I build agents and automations and talk about Copilot one step at a time. And today we're going to be talking about Edit with Copilot. So, what is it? Edit with Copilot used to be known as agent mode in Excel, which was the experience that gave us the capability of asking Copilot to take some actions on our data set. But let's be honest, it was a hit or miss here and there. There was certainly a lot of room for improvement. And now we have Edit with Copilot that seriously blows it out of the water. So a little bit of background on how it is that we got here today. At the very beginning, we had standard Copilot chat type of experience in Excel, meaning we were able to open up Copilot on the side of our workbook, ask some questions, maybe like, how do you build the next lookup formula? And Copilot would give us some guidance on how to do that, but Copilot wouldn't actually build the formula for us directly in the workbook. It would just provide us the steps so that we would have to do it manually. With Edit with Copilot, that's no longer the case. Now with Edit with Copilot, I can ask Copilot, hey, build out an XLOOKUP, or more importantly, just tell me the information that I need to know, and Copilot, you figure out what formula I need. And so that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you with a very fun scenario here as a way to show you kind of some of the things that Edit with Copilot can help us do. So for today's example, I'm going to take a very real world example. I am a mother. My daughter is turning 5 very soon, and I need help planning her birthday party. All I know is that she wants a pirate themed birthday party, and I could very well just go back to the way that I planned birthdays in the past with a standard Excel workbook or papers of guest lists and here and there and text messages, all that stuff. But now we have Copilot. Why not make my life so much easier by asking Copilot to build a party planner for me and help me stay on track of all the planning details? Well, let's jump into Excel and let's take a look. All right, so here we are in Excel. At first glance, it looks like nothing's changed, right? But let's open up Copilot. On the top right corner, let's hit that Copilot icon. You're going to see your standard prompt box, suggested prompts, things like that. But where can I access Edit with Copilot? One thing to note here, Edit with Copilot is a license feature. So if you do not have a Copilot license, you won't have access to Edit with Copilot. So if you don't have a license, now is a great time to ask for one. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Click Tools and click Edit with Copilot. And here I'm going to tell Copilot, I am planning a pirate-themed birthday party for my daughter who is turning 5. Please create a detailed party planner that includes guest list tracking, details for everything we need, such as food, appetizers, games, prizes, rentals, etc. The party is on April 4th, so please also include a planning schedule that schedules everything that needs to get done by the day of the party. So I'm going to send that over. Let's just see what Copilot comes back with. So now what Copilot is doing is it's reading through my prompt, it's identifying what it is that I'm asking Copilot to do, and you can start seeing that it's starting to populate things within my workbook. As it continues on, you're going to notice that it's going to go through different steps. So it's taken my big goal and it's split it out into smaller steps, and it's taking care of each one at a time. So you'll notice that at this moment, Copilot is on step 1. It's creating a comprehensive pirate-themed birthday party. And as I can already see, I can see some fun pirate type colors. We got our red and our black. We got our blue for the ocean. So I love the fact that Copilot is integrating a theme with the colors that it's using, and it's already populating maybe some data that I can use as a starting point. Right off the bat too, I can already see that it's already pre-populated the theme for the party because again, I told Copilot that I'm planning a pirate-themed birthday party and that it's for my daughter who is turning 5, and the date. If you look at the prompt that I gave it, I only told Copilot that it's on April 4th. I didn't specify the date. So here Copilot did make an assumption that it's for April 4th, 2025, but we're in 2026. So we're going to need to make that change once Copilot is done building out our workbook here. So let's give Copilot a few more minutes here as it generates the rest of our workbook, and then we'll walk through what it gave us. All right, it looks like Copilot is done. Let's take a look at what it gave me. So if I scroll here, it gives me an overview of everything that it gave me. It gave me a party overview, a guest list tracker, budget tracker, party day schedule, planning countdown schedule, detailed menu and food prep checklist so that I don't forget anything, games, and then some helper assignments. But you'll notice here that originally it gave me all of that content in a single worksheet here, but that's not necessarily what I wanted. I wanted to have dedicated tabs for each of the sections. But again, I didn't tell Copilot that I wanted that. So it's okay that it didn't give me that. But in other times that I've tested this out, it did in fact give me everything across different tabs. So what I did here is I simply said, please assign each section of this planner to a dedicated worksheet. And it did in fact do just that. So here I have my overview tab, with some party details. I have a tab for my guest list, one for my budget. The really cool thing about this is that you'll notice that there are embedded formulas. So things aren't hard coded here. For example, I selected the budget icon here and to tell me if I'm under budget or over budget. And as you can see here in the formula bar, it's a formula. So if my budget is over, it's going to show me the over budget icon there. If it's under budget, it tells me that I'm under a budget. Another thing here for planning, there's, priority. There are statuses. Let's scoot over a little bit. You'll notice that it also embedded some drop-down menus. So from here, everything starts as not started, but as I continue, I can change that to in progress, or I can change that to complete. For the party day, very similar structure, very similar look here. It did also incorporate the consistent banner across all of the tabs, which is really nice. It gave me some checklists. So all of this is really, really great, right? But one thing I also noticed right off the bat, and again, this goes back to my initial prompt, which again goes all the way back to the foundations of prompting. There are still things that you need to be very detailed and explicit about. One thing here is the date, right? Today is March 9th, 2026. I just told Copilot that the birthday party is on April 4th. I didn't specify what year, but it made an assumption that it was for 2025, but that's incorrect. So instead of going in here and changing it manually and looking everywhere else across this entire workbook where April 4th, 2025 is mentioned, I can just tell Copilot, hey, the date of the party is actually on April 4th, 2026. And now Copilot is going to look through this entire workbook, find wherever it said April 4th, 2025, and update the year to 2026. It's also going to make updates to the planning schedule. So things that needed to be done on a particular days, those dates are also going to get updated to align with the new party date. Now I can also make changes here. If I want to add another column, I can ask Copilot to do that. I can also ask Copilot to adjust the width of certain columns or to wrap some text. I can also ask Copilot to add some conditional formatting, right? So let's say for the statuses, it's still working, but I'm just going to start typing in my next prompt here. Please add. All right, so I am essentially telling Copilot that if it's yes or completed, something along those lines, to color code it as a light green color. If it's in progress or pending or maybe, color code that to a light yellow. And if it's negative, so not started, or no, meaning they're not coming to the party, color code that to a light red. So now it's taking that, it's going through my workbook again and identifying all the places where it needs to apply that conditional formatting. So what used to take me a lot of time and going to each status column, adding conditional formatting for each status, I can just ask Copilot to apply that conditional formatting for me. So what used to take me hours to start planning my daughter's birthday parties and thinking about all of the details and making sure that I didn't forget anything, I now could easily streamline that with my trusty Copilot, and I got this done in like 5 minutes with some, a few adjustments here and there. But hey, I'll take 5 minutes over a few hours any day. So hopefully this was a great way to help introduce you to the new Edit with Copilot, the new Copilot experience in Excel, and be sure you don't get caught off guard by calling it agent mode. As we all know, that is now a thing of the past. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more content like this, please help by liking and subscribing and commenting and doing all of the things. And I'm so glad you're here. And until the next one, bye.